Right, let's have a little look. So where are we? Canva. So we will have all had maybe a bit of a break over Christmas. Ideally, everyone would have had some sort of break over Christmas. Maybe you were still sharing and posting and doing stuff over Christmas. Either way, you know, it depends on what your business is doing and what your audience is doing. But if you want to just take a couple of minutes to reflect on the previous week, or maybe because it's the start of January, the previous month, if you know December was a bit of a funny bit of a different month for you, you can look over the past month, and just looking at what you managed to share, if you did share some stuff, and what worked really well, and did you manage to reach your goal or whatever you intended to do for December or for the past week. Did you manage to do it? So it's just a couple of minutes of just like checking in with what you've previously shared, previously done in the past week, in the past month. Okay. So if you want to have a little look at the insights on your actual profile, so if you go into your Instagram app, there's an insight section. You will be able to see an overview of the last 7 days, or you can change that to last 30 days, just so you are just checking in with your kind of average stats, normal stats. What have you got previously in the last week or the last month? December's a funny one because for some people it will be really, really super busy, and for some people it'll be really, really quiet. But you're looking at your accounts reached for any content that you've shared, you know, how many people it's reached. Accounts engaged, so that's people who have interacted with your content. And always worth just checking in with follower number so you can see whether your audience is still growing. And I always say to look for the green numbers. So underneath the actual figure, there will be a percentage figure. And if it's green, then that means the percentage has gone up on the previous week or the previous month. So it kind of shows that progress and that improvement. You can also click into individual pieces of content as well. So maybe you had one reel that did really, really well, or you've shared lots of carousels that don't seem to have, maybe they haven't worked as well as you thought. You can click into the content that you've shared and look at each post's insights individually if you wanted to. And I think by default, they're always filtered by reach. Because reach is kind of like the main metric that we have. But it's good to get familiar with your kind of average numbers. And just while we're doing this kind of checking in, I want you to think about if you've interacted with anyone new this week. Again, because of Christmas, it will be slightly different. You may have been off, but on a regular basis, this is when I would, you know, just sort of think, have I had any new conversations in the past week? Have I got any new leads? Can I continue any good conversations? Do I need to check in with anybody? You know, we need to be making sure that we're doing that on a regular basis, even if it is a few conversations each week. You know, have you interacted with anybody recently? Okay, so once we've done the sort of checking in, we want to have a focus then, have a little think about what we want to do this week. So I always start the week by looking at what is already in the diary, what is already in my calendar, on my plan, so that I can see what available time I have for making content, spending this time engaging with people, researching ideas, writing captions, recording videos, all of that stuff. So looking at what you've got going on this week, if it is a crazy busy week because it's the first week back the new year and you're doing lots of client check-ins or lots of planning sessions, maybe you haven't got scope to do a huge amount this week, or maybe you're the other end of the scale where you've actually got lots of time this week. Depending on your capacity, you can set your own goal. So I like to have time on a Monday set aside, blocked out for me to do my content. So once I've planned it during this session, I then have time on a Monday where I then sit and create it. And that is where I write the captions, that is where I film the videos, that is where I start to put it all together. So as well as having a planning time, you also want to set aside a creation time as well. And when you can see what time you've got in the week, you will know, right, have I got any time on a Monday to do that? No, maybe Wednesday needs to be my day to do that. And so you set some time in the diary to actually do it. That's got to be the first thing that you do. When you've got your time set in, you can choose what you're going to do then with that time. So if you've got an hour, if you've got a morning, what are you going to use that time to do? Set a goal for the week. Now, it might be that you just want to get back into the swing of posting. You haven't posted much, or, you haven't really prioritized it as much as you should have. And maybe that's one of your things you want to get back into doing this year. So it might be that you just want to get back into consistently posting or posting something. That can be a goal. That's absolutely fine for your first week back. It might be that you want to, maintain the level that you had before Christmas. So whatever, how often you were posting, how often you were showing up, you might want to just stick to that. Or you might want to, really push yourself this week because you've got scope and you've got New Year energy that you want to post a lot more. And you get to decide. I would say as a sort of bare minimum, you want to do 3 feed posts or reels over the week. Some people have got scope to do more than that. Some people have got scope to do less than that. It's completely up to you. Your goal might be focusing more on how you show up in stories. It might focus more on getting those conversations started again. So having improving your interactions and your engagement. It's completely up to you with whatever your focus is. Okay. So whatever you use to kind of plan, if you're a spreadsheet person or you're a pen and paper person, jot down some intentions or some things that you want to achieve with your content for this week. It might be that, okay, this week back, I'm going to post 3 reels and they're going to relate to the thing that I'm going to be promoting at the end of January. Or it might be that actually I'm going to share lots of tips this week because what I offer is links to New Year health and prioritizing self-care. I'm thinking of Tracy's products and things like that. Actually, my posts are going to be related to that because it being this time of year. So it's completely personal to you. And let me know if you're getting stuck. If you just want to get back into the swing of things and you just want to get going and not necessarily get bogged down in the what specifically am I going to say in this post, and what specifically, what's the end goal here? You just want to get back into the swing of the routines of it. Just decide, right, am I going to do reels? Am I going to do feed posts? Am I going to do stories? And just stick with that this week and make it simple, just to get you, ease you back into the routine of creating something, sharing something, being visible again. And I always like, if you can, to put some kind of number to your goal or your intention, because then you will be able to very easily measure it, and you'll be able to very easily know if you've achieved it or not. So, for example, this week I've got, right, I want to get back into the swing of things. I want to share 3 reels this week. I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I can think about exactly what I'm going to share in those in a minute, but my intention is to get back into the swing of it, post 3 reels. When I sit here next Sunday and I look back at what I wanted to do, if for whatever reason I didn't have the time or something happened and I didn't manage to do it, I'll be able to know very easily whether I did it or not. And I'll be able to see the impact that has. So if you have some kind of number, whether it's number of posts, number of conversations, number of stories, number of leads, I don't know, however you want to define it, when you have a number, you'll be able to say, right, okay, well, I half did it, or I did more than that. So even if you say, right, I'll do 3 posts a week, or five reels this week, or a story every day, you'll be able to measure that and you'll know if you've achieved it. Okay, so once you've got that goal, that intention, I've just chucked my pen across the room. That goal, that intention, that focus for the week, that's when you can drill into the detail a little bit more about what platforms you're using. I know we mainly talk about Instagram, but I know that there's lots of platforms that we're all on and multiple accounts. So really breaking down into what platforms you have, the number of posts, the types of posts, because this then becomes your list essentially of what you want to create this week, what you want to get out this week. So if I know that I want to share 3 reels and they're going to go on Instagram, they could probably go on TikTok and Facebook as well. So I could jot that down so I know that I'm showing up on those platforms. I know that they're reels, so I don't need to worry about getting photographs or worrying about templates in Canva for graphics or anything like that. I know that they're going to be they're going to be videos, so I'll need to set some time aside tomorrow to make sure I film them or I can edit them. Okay, so when you know the kind of types of posts, you know how many, you get an idea of how long it's going to take you and what is involved in that. My favorite one is, when will you get it done? So I like getting it done at the start of the week, so then I know that it's done for the week. If you don't have time on a Monday, figure out when you will get that done, because it doesn't get done all by itself. I feel like I have this conversation every week. I say that with the scope of AI, there should be something that gets developed where you can just think of an idea and it will just go straight out there. But we have to do that middle bit of actually like making it and creating it and filming it and writing about it. It won't just jump out of your brain, but maybe that will come. So when will you get it done? Have you got time to do it this week? Have you got time to create what you wanted to create? And then last 2 things to consider: do you need anything to help you? So do you need some different prompts? Do you need some templates? Do you need some footage from months ago? Do you need some footage from customers or reviews from customers? Like, what are the bits that you're going to need to actually, like, when you sit down to create it, you've got all the bits that you need. You're not having to go off and find this picture that you need, or go off and find a quote from somebody. You've got everything there, so you can just crack on and create it. It's usually that we feel like we have a photo in our phone, but we go from way back on our camera roll, or it's in the depths of your Google Drive and you need to track it down. You can use that time during this session to kind of gather everything together that you need.
Lorna, I was thinking about this the other day. I mean, obviously we've got all these photos in our, is there somewhere good to put this stuff so that we don't have to spend ages scrolling? You know, like when you take a good photo or you make a good video that you're like, oh, that could be useful later, short of putting it in our favorites.
Mm-hmm.
What is there any, I mean, what do you do with that rather than just, I don't know. I feel like there's got to be a way to make it easier.
Yeah, there's a couple of different things you could do, and it depends on how organized you are and how you like to organize stuff. So if you
I'm
were
going to be organized now, obviously. It's 2024.
So if you're super organized, you would do this as you're going along. And if you took a piece of a video, or you took a photograph and you were like, actually, I would be able to use this elsewhere in other places, you could upload it to like a folder in your Google Drive as you were going along. Now, last year I used to organize my Google folders by month. So I just had, I would just bung it into January, into February. And so I knew, like, oh, I took it at the start of the year, it's bound to be in the January folder or whatever.
That's a good idea.
Some people like to sort it by like themes. So it might be like, me playing the flute videos, or images of the kids playing, so you might organize it by theme instead if you want to. That might make it easier. Or if you didn't want to do it as you were going along, because you're not that kind of person, it's one of those end of the month, back up everything on my phone into iCloud so that you've got it. But it might
I like the idea about doing it in months. That makes sense, doesn't it? Because usually when you're trying to find something, you'll scroll to that month. But I mean, I just got to say, I think when you've got kids, your photos just end up being your kids, and obviously that's totally useless when it comes to making content. Yeah, no, I'll need to do that. I'm not very good at Google Drive, but I'll
Google Drive, Dropbox, whatever cloud you're familiar with is fine. It's not
yeah, something.
It's just how it's organized. I think organizing it by date is easier, or month. That just makes more sense to me.
You can almost kind of have a day that month to go through everything and say that's useful, that's useful, that's useful.
Yes.
And yeah, no, that makes sense. I'll do that. Thank you.
And you'll kind of get into the habit then as well, or maybe sort of as you go, there'll be certain days where you kind of film more or take more pictures. If you're doing lessons, or you set up the camera, you're going to take loads more on that day and less on other days. So it's going to be easier to find, because it'll all kind of be batched together on your phone in one go, won't it?
Yeah, it'll be there. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Yeah, thank you.
And then thinking about this week, what's going to stop you from achieving the goal? What's going to get in the way this week of you being able to post 3 reels or stories every day, or just do something? Like, what's going to get in the way? Is it going to be the lack of time? Is there going to be some kind of emergency? Is there a way that you can schedule in some extra time, some buffer time, maybe towards the end of the week, so that you can still feel like you can get this done, even if you've got a chock a week? Okay. So now we have until 8 o'clock to get started on that stuff, and use this kind of 35 minutes to run anything by me, start collecting bits and pieces that you need, make a start on the things that you want to do this week, so that you can hit the ground running Monday morning.
Lorna.
Hi, you're right.
Yeah. Just a quick question about posting because I am starting I want to just get back into it because I did slack off over Christmas.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to start introducing because I started getting into a swing of doing all my posts, but I want to start getting in the swing of actually putting just a sales post. So I'm not going to just put it as a product. I want to put it as a product with a review
Mm-hmm.
and then do like a story based with it within the caption.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just wondering, should I actually put a price to the product in the caption or shall I just leave it for someone to message me?
I would say leave the price out probably with
Right,
you.
that's okay then.
I know about your products. It's a personal preference. There's no right or wrong. I would probably leave the price out off until like I've had a conversation with someone a bit more and asked them a bit more about the products they need, and maybe they don't need the product that they first spoke to you about and actually they need something else. So I would want to have a conversation with someone about what they needed first before then you decided on what would be a good thing to sell them, and then the price.
Right, that's okay then, because I have done quite a few posts without the price, so I'm just thinking I just wanted to check with you before they're all scheduled, they haven't gone out yet, so I just wanted to check with you first.
That would be
Until-
my instinct to not put the price on there. I know plenty of people that do with their products and their services, and that's absolutely fine. What do you think? How comes you're asking me that question?
Because that's why I was unsure, because I've done a lot of posts, like my story-based posts about what the stuff I use and everything. Now I'm thinking I want to start introducing, like, people can, they know I'm using it, but it's like, do they actually know that I sell it? So once a week, I just want to do that sales post, but then I'm like, I like it without the price, and I like it with just a review because it doesn't look salesy to me, so it feels better to me. So I thought I'd just check with you and see what you thought as well.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
Review type posts are really, really powerful because there's not your words, then there's somebody else's words.
yeah,
So yeah, I would definitely, if you're going to do like a sales focused post every week, pair it with a review or a quote from somebody who has used that product. That would work really, really well, rather than just, like you say, posting a picture of a product kind of out of context. My instinct is say leave the price off until you've maybe spoken to someone a bit more, and then they can tell you what they need, and then you can say, right, well, these are all the things that you need or you're interested in, and this would be the price for it.
yeah. That's what I thought. So just at the bottom of it, I just put DM me if like you want any more information. That's all I've put on the bottom of the actual caption.
Yeah, and then also it makes it easier to reuse it, because like with your stuff the prices tend to change and there's offers and there's bundles and things, so you would be able to reuse that at a different time of year, maybe potentially when the price might be different, and then you don't have to redo the graphic and the redo the caption and stuff.
Right. Okay then. Yep, that's fine then.
Cool. Do you have a nice Christmas anyway?
Oh, hectic.
Hectic, lots of grandkids.
Yeah, grandkids, everybody else here. So there's like 10 of us all together. I had to cook for Christmas Day, and it's like it's like right dinner time, and everybody just rushes in. It's like right, kids first, men afterwards. Us women get it to have it last, sort of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was nice though. It's really good Christmas actually.
Hmm.
Well, it was like 2 days of Christmas because everybody was here Christmas Day. Everybody slept over that night and stayed here Boxing Day. So it's like nobody wanted to go home, so they were like, "Can we just stay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's plenty of room. Just sleep wherever you can find a space."
Oh, I used to love that as a kid, just like impromptu sleepovers. Oh, that sounds fun.
Well, that's what I thought. It was just random sleepovers, but it's funny how they had their sleep gear with them, sort of things. Like, oh, that's all right. We have got our stuff with us. So they had it planned out, really.
Lorna, can I ask a question about adding a link?
Mm-hmm.
I don't seem to. Oh, I've got blur on, so you can't. What? I don't seem to have the option on my Insta at the moment?
Stories.
No, this is a reel,
Yes, there isn't a link sticker for reels.
isn't there?
There's only a link sticker for stories. Yeah, I know.
Okie dokie. So link in bio or something.
Yeah, so you could either say link in bio, or you could ask people to comment with like a word or an emoji if they're interested. I do this
Okay.
all the time. So I might say like comment below with this word. And then I know that that person wants me to send them the link to the event or whatever.
Yeah. Do you
So
not worry that no one will comment and then it'll look naff?
sometimes nobody comments, yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, because not everybody is going to see everything, and sometimes the people who are interested are like a small percentage of your audience. So
Mhm.
yeah, would you worry about that no one would comment and it look naff?
On two, so I've got 3 different businesses. On 2 of them, the engagement's really high. I've got no worries at all. But the one that I'm using Glow Up to focus on, I haven't got the audience yet. So I do worry on that one.
Okay, if you were conscious of that, then I would probably
DM me.
yeah, I would say DM me, but I would mainly share it in Instagram stories,
Okay.
because if someone's watching your Instagram stories, they're going to be warmer, they're going to be a bit more interested, so they're more likely to engage there than on your feed.
Okay. Can you, if someone comments on my story, could you see it?
Only
I
you.
could, but could you?
No,
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
no worries. Yeah, I don't tend to worry too much about whether that bit looks naff or not. But
Lorna, I meant to say thank you so much for introducing me to Sarah.
oh yes, I saw her at
Amazing. She's amazing. She's brilliant.
have you had a session with her?
Yeah, I had a session with her and like she's like turned everything around. She's brilliant. Honestly, so good. So chuffed.
I don't know what it is. She has a real way of like looking at things in like
Yeah.
a different way.
I
Yeah.
was thinking, send her something going, right, I think I've done it now. This is really good. And she was like, it is, but you've not done da 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 da. And I was like, oh, okay. But like literally, yeah, she just has such an eye, doesn't she? She's so, I mean, yeah, she's brilliant. So thank you. That kind of
Oh, that's good.
helped give me a bit more because I've got so many things going on. I think she was kind of able to go, right, just do that. And
Yeah.
then kind of feels a bit more manageable. So Thank you. I just wanted to say thanks.
Problem. I like connecting people together. Mm.
Yeah, she just seemed to get it because it's hard to find someone. I think it was a weird thing I was asking for.
Yeah, but Sarah has said to me that it's a really weird thing for her to describe to people what she's good at and what she can do as well. And
Yeah,
it's because I think you messaged me like the day after I'd seen her at Costa. And so she was so fresh in in my mind, being like, oh, I'm looking at doing more of this for people. And so
yeah, yeah. She was very
yeah.
good. She's just able to kind of look at it and go, yeah, okay, that's where that's going wrong. You need to do that. This is, I don't know, it was just very like, yeah.
Yeah, you need that though.
Very,
Everybody needs
oh
that.
God,
Just like
I,
this.
I really needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was really good. So thank you.
Good. Are you going to work with her a bit more, or was it a bit of
Yes, yes, I'm going to have another session, but I just want to get like a few things done, like get some things in place, and then speak to her again and say, right, that's happened, and kind of see what changes have been made from doing that, if that makes sense. So yeah, no, she was great. So yeah, good.
She did one to many. She wasn't in my year. I think she was the year after, but she kind of is familiar with all of that.
When did you do it? You were
June 21. June 21.
okay. Yeah, so I was
I was
last.
June 21.
Oh, were you? Oh, we must have been in the same group. And then Jade, you were a year after, weren't you?
No, I was literally just last year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
God, you've made so much progress.
Well, I feel like I'm literally like,
We always feel like that though, don't we? We're so hard on ourselves.
I know, but I just want some kind of, I feel like I'm like right on the edge, if that makes sense, of like, there's just loads of things to do. And once all those things are done, then things will happen. But there's just,
Oh,
you
but
know,
it will never be done. This is the trick that we play on ourselves. We
it's not
say
like,
it will never be done.
oh yeah.
There's
That's,
just-
I felt like Sarah actually made me do it. She kind of was like, you have to do is this, this, and this, and this. And it just kind of, so I've just been doing that for the last few days and kind of made a huge shift. Yeah, she's really good. So
amazing.
yeah, it's hard to explain though.
Amazing. Ooh.
This might be a complete newbie question, but if I put a link in the copy of a reel, can people click on it on Insta? They can't. So it's only my bio link. That's it.
Yes.
And
All
links and stories.
stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. would you put more than one call to action in copy that goes with a reel or a post? So
Yeah,
DM me and check the link in the bio.
yeah,
Or
yeah, you could put two.
thank you. can't find where to change my website on my profile. I've obviously done it at some point because there's one there, but I want to change the URL.
Okie doke. Well, I will leave it there 'cause it's 8 o'clock already. Hopefully that's been a productive session for you. At least you've started to get going with the planning for this week.
Lorna, can you hear us?
No, can you not hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't think you can hear us.
Oh, well, yeah, I realised I'd turn my volume down.
Just muted us. Lorna, I was just asking where to amend the website on my profile. I've obviously put one in at some point, but I just want to add a /franchise on it. And I've looked on the,
do you mean in your username?
you know, the little bio at the top.
Yeah.
There's a link to my website there, but I just want to put a /franchise on the end.
Oh, it will just be in the edit profile bit.
No, it's not showing up.
Profile links. Edit profile links.
No, I've not got that there at all.
Which one are you looking at? Your franchise.
Yes, I have. It's right in front of me. Thank you. Sorry.
Always the way. These things move around. They have a habit of hiding.
Don't try and make me feel better. I'm just being dippy. It's right there. Thank you very much for putting up with all my silly questions this evening.
That's okay. No one has any silly questions. Absolutely fine. Awesome. Right. Have a great week. And we are back on it this week. If you're around Tuesday, I'm doing the creator workshop Tuesday at 11. And Thursday at 11 is our engagement session. So if you're around for that, we can do that together. If not, I will see you next Sunday for next week's planning and see how you got on. Awesome. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.